Hey NailTubers, so I told you guys that I would show you this rolling suitcase that I used in school. And I got made fun of. Not in a bad way, not in a bad way, you know. They actually admired it, but it was funny because of the size that it is. So you see how tall it is. It's probably about 3 or 3.5 feet tall and 2 feet wide. And then the depth of it, probably about, it's less than a foot at the top because it angles. It's actually for a wardrobe. It's not for it, but I came up with the thought of it. So yeah, I used to have to use the elevator to go up and down because there was like about 4 or 5 steps at the school that I had to go up to enter the floor, right? So yeah, this is it, and it's a Samsonite. So I haven't heard Samsonite in a long time, right? So I just wanted to show you what it looks like. I'm gonna turn it around for you. So that's what the dimension of it looks like. So see how it angles down and it gets a little wider at the base because it needs that support, right? And then the other thing is, I don't know if you could see it. I'll roll it forward to get it in your view. It does have the handle that lifts up, makes it easy to roll. Okay, so I'm gonna show you. You know what? It's not going to be. I'm trying to get right back in view. This thing is huge. I would imagine that somebody. Oh, by the way, in case anyone asks or is wondering, I actually found this at a thrift store. So I don't have a price for you. All I could tell you is that it's a Samsonite. I don't know how much these things run. As in fact, nowadays you can't even get on an airplane with something this huge. So that's what I was gonna say. I believe that that's probably why somebody got rid of it. And I think I got it for like $5 at the thrift store. And I kept looking at it like, if I got that, what could I use it for? And bam, there you go. Okay, so on the front, there's, as you can see, the two pockets, right? A smaller one on the top, and then this smaller one on the top. And I got my gloves on because this thing has been sitting. It has been collecting dust. There's a little bit of dog hair on there. I had to clean some of it off. So it's basically been sitting. I store stuff that, like, old stuff. Even though that's not what's in here now, I emptied it out for the purpose of this video. I store like old stuff that I don't use, stacks and stacks and bags of cotton balls, and well, you'll see, okay? And oh, you know what? I didn't explain. I used this when I was traveling, doing like, not mobile service, when I was doing like traveling events, not to be confused with mobile services, because mobile services, they're constantly moving and going from place to place, home to home, business to business, and they're doing nails. But this was a setup that I could put my stuff in here, leave it as is until the next time to go. So we were doing like events, like if there was a seminar, a women's seminar, and then, you know, they would have like the boozer tables where some of the ladies would have like clothes, jewelry, purses, and then we would have a table where we would be doing like quick nail services, just so that you know that. And I chose to do this as a premiere because one thing, if I wait too late, then I'll be losing the light that I have available to me to show you this. And then two, I wanted to be able to be attentive to, because I'd be missing a lot of stuff in them comments, right? So I wanted to be attentive to anyone who might ask a question, right? So yeah, here's a smaller pouch up here. And you know what? This thing is so sturdy. Well, it's a Samsonite. You know, if you know anything about Samsonites from back then, and hopefully you guys can hear me, you know Samsonite was a very reputable luggage company. So this is the zippers too, though. All right, so I have just like some little tools in here. And these are basically like dollar store tools. Some stuff actually are from when I was in school. Okay, and then a larger pocket down here. It's not, like I said, set up exactly how I would have had it in school, because I had lots of stuff in here when I was in school. But like now, if I were to do events now, I would use this for like any paperwork files, receipts, any records to document the services that I did, anything like that, any notes to take. Okay, so, or you could just put whatever you want in there. So that's a larger pocket, and I just put those folders in there for you to have an idea of what size this pocket is. Okay, so that's two very convenient folders. And then this zipper, though I don't have it zipped all the way around, this zipper closes this door all the way so it secures it. And then the thing about these zippers, you can insert locks on them too if you don't want nobody getting into it. So the way I used to do it, I used to bring it to school and I would just open it up and just leave it set just like that right next to my desk, and I could just reach in and get whatever I want. So inside there's two other pockets that stuff can be put into. I have a bag of cotton balls in there. In this one there's like buffers and pumice stones. And I'll have to tell you guys about buffers and pumice stones probably in another video. Okay, so that's in the top pocket. Anything bagged, I just kind of like, because it's softer, so if the door closes on it, if I shut this down on it, if it gets a little smushed, it's okay. Then down here, which this is from school. This has been in here for years because I don't do, or we don't do pedicure services, you know, at events. So these are some of the shoes that I have left, the little slippers, the little toe separators, and this one is kind of jam-packed in there. So that's stuff from school, okay? And so from there, the interior of the luggage piece is a three-drawer shelf, which actually, I'm thinking you're supposed to put your clothes, like it's a wardrobe, and then you take the straps and then you secure the straps so that your clothes don't slide anywhere. But I turned it into a shelving system for nail stuff. Okay, so this part is not set up like I had it in school. A couple of cases of nail tips, however you have them sorted out. Here's a carry around like nail lamp. It's actually the one off my desk. I just put it in here as an example. My e-file is right there, okay, and then the handpiece to the e-file right up under the lamp, and then here's a hand bowl, right, a soaking bowl, and then this is one of the towels. It's on the thinner side, but I had thicker towels. Those are packed away. I packed them away and sealed them up in case I decided to do this again, because remember guys, I was saying that I had been considering it. I don't know. I'm an old lady. I got to put more thought into it. But anyway, in case I do, I didn't get rid of them. So this is one of the towels, and this is actually the towel that's usually on the desk when you see me do someone else's hands. Typically when I was using this, I would put anything dry or anything mechanical on the top or the top two shelves because they're lightweight, and then you don't want any liquids to break open, spill over, or whatever, and you have those on the bottom shelf, and then it spills over onto what you might have on there, okay? So the second shelf, that's a printer. Well, it's not a printer. It's actually a laminator. I had that in there as an example because my original plan was if I continue to do like any type of a move-around service, whether it be event or mobile, I would get a small printer to put right there, and then there's room to store your tablet or your phone, etc., etc. And then this is something nifty that I found too. It's a little hook-on garbage can. And I think I found this at the thrift store at the same time. I actually think this is something for the bathroom or something, and I would just hook it right onto the door. Bam! And I got me a little trash can. And then here is a phone mount. You know, because nowadays, we didn't back then, but a phone mount, you know, in case you want to record what you're doing. So that's on the second shelf, and I would always put nail polishes on the bottom shelf. This little picture right here I got at Walmart for a couple of dollars. And you know, I would go to like wherever there was a available sink or a restroom and get warm water and put it in here and have enough in here to do at least a couple of services where I'm not continuing to have to run back and forth. So that tiny little picture is a cool thing. And then of course some bottles for like your acetone, alcohol, and or you know, your hand sanitizer, right? And then what I used to always have in here, and I still have these, so these are definitely I would carry more than this, but there are polishes in here. So what I would do is I would take this and I would just simply turn it around so it would be extended like that. Can you guys see that? I'll show you top. It's hard for me to move around. I would take it and I would turn it around and have it extended out like that, so that all I had to do was reach in and grab whatever polish I needed. And it also keeps you from having to, put your polish on top of the table, which nowadays we're mostly using gel polishes. It's regular polish in here just for an example, but you know, you don't want people to walk away. They love the color, they've never seen it before, and then all of a sudden it's missing. So I would just simply turn this around like this in the bottom, where I could just reach down and grab the polishes. There's 2 trays that I would turn around and do like that and just kind of have sit and extend it out. If I really needed to put it out on the desk, which I shouldn't, because nothing should be within reach of your client except for your basic necessities, alcohol, acetone, stuff like that, sanitizer, and the nail lamp. Otherwise, you know, or your cuticle oil. Your product should never be within reach of your client. So I would always make it a point to keep it inside, and especially towards the bottom. So yeah, guys, this is my suitcase. And they used to make fun in a good way. You know, they thought it was funny, but they also admired it, and how, you know, I would have it filled and organized and set up, and I would bring my stuff to school. So yeah, guys. And then, you know what, I'm gonna show you something else. So yeah, guys, we were looking inside of the school suitcase, and that's what I was talking about. There's your polishes on, or there's my polishes. There's the polishes on the bottom, and I would have 2 side by side, and other stuff. It doesn't just have to be polishes. Anything that, you know, you think you could bring with you. And again, like I said, you don't want to overload it too much, because depending on the location, you don't want to have to do a lot of lifting of the bag once you have it packed, unless you're going to create another bag. But the other thing that I wanted you to see, you're not guaranteed that they're going to have proper lighting, so you may need lighting, and you're not going to be guaranteed that they're going to have a proper table. If they have a regular table, you're going to be sitting at the corner of the table trying to do somebody's nails. Now, I didn't always take it out, but I always made sure that I had a portable nail table with me. And this is how I would have it set up. My table, and then with my suitcase right next to it. And all I have to do is just swing that door back and forth open if I needed something out of it, or reach down in there. So this way, no one can access, the back of the suitcase is turned to the client. No one can access anything that's inside. And then if I needed to go to the restroom, I could zip it up all the way around, put a lock on it if I needed to. But I mean, we weren't at those type of events. I'm so glad to do this for you. This is kind of fun to do. You get a little more of an inside look of some of the things that I did while I have been doing nails. Oh, you know what? Come to think of it, this is video number 2 for today, isn't it? And in case you missed the last live that I did, that was kind of a precursor to this right here, because I did some talking about my nail school suitcase. And I call it a suitcase. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. I really appreciate you spending your time here today. In fact, remember, there was a video posted this morning, and that was a bougie nails on a budget, which I hadn't done one of those in quite some time. And that set turned out really cute and pretty. So you might even want to check that out. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. I really do appreciate you. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Much love.